Hi, and welcome to the yet another powerful episode of the Empowering Women podcast. I'm your host, Kosha Shah, and today we have with us Kathy Adlakha. She is a graphotherapist and a life skills coach. She uses handwriting as a tool to regulate your emotions, rewire your behavioral patterns, and provide a structure to your mental and emotional well being. So please join me in welcoming Kathy Adlakha. Thank you so much, Kathy, for being here and coming on the Empowering Women podcast. The value that you're going to provide as a graphotherapist, I'm sure it's going to help so many women out there. So I'm really grateful for you, being here and accepting my invitation and doing this podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Kosha. And this is really special because this topic of working with women is really special. I have been working with women, men both, but my niche is related to emotional regulation, and that is more nearer to women. And when I work closely with them, then I see that what is needed. So thank you so much for having me here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes.
So, what exactly, Kathy, is graphology?
Okay. So when we say graphology, there are a lot of things in that. So let me tell you about handwriting analysis first. That is part of graphology. So when we are writing, it's our brain that is instructing our hand to write in a way, right?
Right.
So there is a science behind that because brain is involved. So when we write, it's not like it's a habit or it's a skill of writing. It's our brain that is instructing our hand to write, and that is how we analyze our and analyze handwriting of people. And then we say that actually handwriting analysis give the inner access to people's life. And secondly, graphotherapy. So after handwriting analysis, graphotherapy is also part of graphology. And graphotherapy is changing strokes in someone's handwriting so that they can see changes in their thinking patterns and their lives, their emotions, and health as well.
Oh, so like, how is handwriting connected to our personality and our subconscious mind?
Okay. So as I mentioned that it is our brain that is instructing our hand to write in a
Right.
way, right? So that's why we all have different writing.
Agree.
No two people can have exactly same writing, right?
True.
Because it is coming from our brain and everything that's there in our brain is coming on the paper in form of ink. And when we say that it is our brain, that means it's a subconscious mind. So,
Mm.
when our subconscious mind is telling us to write in a way, then when we reverse the process and when we instruct our hand to write in a particular way, and that sends signals to our brain. And that's when we see changes in our behavior as well. So, your strokes, the way you connect, the pressure you actually put while writing, everything matters. And that shows about your personality.
Wow. This is like, I agree that no two people have the same handwriting, but then this is so important. Like, while writing, we handwriting is like being taught in such an early age. And if done correctly, then it can help you create wonders, I feel.
Absolutely. And moreover, we learned this at a very early stage, but a lot of us are not using it now.
Right.
That's also there, right.
Very
So it
big
was
gulp of
taught for some purpose, but we have forgotten that purpose and we are not utilizing that simple tool of pen and our hand so that we can create a lot of things for ourselves.
so true. So that brings me back to my next question. I think you have already answered, but still, like, is handwriting really a reflection of our thoughts, emotions, patterns?
Yes. So it's like as brain is instructing, so whatever is there in the brain, if you're feeling, say, little stressed on a day, then your handwriting will show that you are stressed. If you're feeling calm, you will see in your pressure as well. So your pressure will change. And there are people actually, when people come to me for handwriting analysis, or when I introduce them that I am handwriting analyst, a graphotherapist, then they ask that our handwriting is changing. So how can you tell about us? So
Yeah.
your handwriting is changing. Why is it changing? That is why, that is what we are seeing. And that is what we want to work upon as well. If your handwriting is changing, that means something is changing in your brain as well,
Right.
right? So that is the reflection of your brain actually. So we
Right.
need to just pay attention to it, and we just need to see our writing. Even if someone does not know handwriting analysis, they can also see some cues in their handwriting if they pay attention to that.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So, can you share like a real life example of any handwriting revealed something deep
Yeah.
about a person?
Okay. So a lot of things. Some powerful things that I can relate to, because when I started my journey, when I started interacting with people, I started analyzing their handwriting. I was sure that this works, but the depth, even I was not known about it because
Aware
I
of
was new
it.
to it. But while analyzing someone's handwriting, I could see that your handwriting shows that if a particular organ is removed, or if it is about to remove, that is also visible in your writing. So I was speaking to that person, and that person said, yes, a particular organ was removed. And I was really amazed about it. And second example, something similar, but it is like your handwriting can tell a few things in advance because it is telling whatever is there in your brain. So if something is not yet in your body, that is also visible in your writing in forms of emotions. So on that note only, I was speaking to someone, a lady actually, and I analyzed her handwriting, and I could see that there is something related to her reproductive organs, and something maybe removal of organ would be there, or maybe it is already there. So she mentioned no, nothing was removed till date, and I'm perfectly fine. And within 2 3 days of our analysis, I got a call from her that I got some tests done, and a doctor has told that uterus is really impacted, and we may have to remove it. But they have given me some medicines for a week, for a month, and based on the effect of medicines, they will identify if uterus needs to be removed, or it can be there if it is cured. So that was
Wow.
really powerful for me as well.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine that just a handwriting can, make you aware in such depth.
And moreover, I mean, there are people. So I was analyzing someone's handwriting, and a male actually, and I asked him, I could see an organ removal in his handwriting as well. And he said, no, I did not. But there was a phase in my life where we were actually struggling, and I thought about donating my kidney so that I can generate some money for my family. So that thought was also there in the brain. So that's why it was reflecting in our handwriting.
My God. This is so serious.
Hmm.
So, what kind of personality traits can be identified through handwriting?
Everything that is there in us, right? So going from how a person is, or how a person is thinking. So thinking patterns are visible in your writing, your strengths are visible in your writing, your relationships, how do you deal with relationships with your own self and with others, that is also visible in your writing. How you communicate with other people, that's visible in your writing. So there are n number of things that are there. There are some improvement areas also that we consider. We connect with the person one to one, and we tell them that this is something that I could see in your writing, and then they open up about that, and then we see what needs to be changed.
Right. So, like, can handwriting reflect patterns like people pleasing or lack of boundaries or seeking validation? Now that
Yes.
if we are talking about women, the show is a lot about women. I know men also go through that. but that's a different topic for different day. So, like, in women especially, we see a lot of people pleasing, seeking validation, not able to set boundaries. All of this is very common because we are conditioned since such a long time to do that, and sometimes we are not even aware that we are doing so. So can that also be identified into your particular handwriting?
Absolutely, yes. So it is also like if you have influence of some person, so it's like in our life, as you mentioned about conditioning, it's also comes from observation, right?
Mm,
Because we observe our family members, and especially in girls, they
right,
observe their mothers who
right.
have some patterns, right? And
Agree.
when they observe, it comes to them as a conditioning in observation only, right? So those things are actually there, and you understand that if a particular girl is seeing her mother doing certain things, a lot of things comes to her naturally,
Agree.
right? And it is like non-prioritizing yourself. You deprioritize yourself, right? That you don't,
Very true.
most of the ladies don't prioritize themselves. Most of them need validation from other people. Even if they want to take some small decisions, at that time also they need validations,
True.
right? Everything is visible in there, right? People pleasing as well. I mean, if you are just going, doing something or everything for others just to please them, and you're not considering your own self in your life. I mean, it's your life, but you are missing from your own life. It's like that.
Right. This is so true. So,
Mhm.
like, um, are this like, is it a general pattern in the handwriting from which we get to know, like, they are, seeking validation or people pleasing or not choosing themselves, or is it different for different people?
So there are specific strokes that we focus on, and those strokes will vary from person to person, right? So for every particular personality trait, we have some stroke. The way you're forming letters, the way you're joining letters, the way you're not joining letters, that is also important. If you're not connecting letters, that also means something. If
Oh,
you're joining letters, how you are joining letters, that also plays a lot of difference. How you're forming a particular letter, so there are n number of ways in which you can form a particular letter. So
right,
how you're forming, how much your hand is going up while writing a particular letter. So for example, if you're writing T, it should be higher in height, right,
right,
than A.
right,
But some people are not able to increase the height of T. They
right,
write height of T and A are equal in their handwriting.
right.
So that also shows a lot of things about them. And then pressure of writing, size of writing, and yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that we consider, and based on that, we tell about their traits.
Okay, so if I may ask a general thing, like for every woman out there who's,
Hmm.
people pleasing or seeking validation. So
Hmm.
what's that one thing that they can maybe, consciously change in their writing and it can help them?
So, see, when we do people pleasing or seek validation, that means we do not have self confidence, enough self
Hmm.
confidence, and self respect as well, for that
Yeah.
matter, right?
Self-worth, right.
So these are the two things that we need. And for that, letter T is really important. If you want me to tell the stroke, then letter T is really, really important there. And there are a lot of things related to T. Only T can tell N numbers of traits. But there are two things that or rather three things that I would like to tell here. So when we form T, small t, it starts from the base. It goes up, comes down, and then we have a horizontal line cutting the vertical
Yeah,
stem, right? So first of all, the horizontal line that is there, it should be at the top of the vertical stem. That is first thing. In small t as well. Okay. It's not like capital T. So there is a difference. The base stroke is different in both the T's. In capital T, it's like you just draw one line vertical and then one horizontal line. But in small t, what you're doing, you're starting from the base, going up, coming down, and then you are putting the bar, horizontal bar.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
mean that horizontal bar has to be touching the vertical bar in
Yes,
small
touching.
t as
Yeah,
well.
I'm coming on a few more things. Touching the bar and at the top and balanced as well. So it should be equidistant on both the sides of the vertical stem. Okay. And
Okay.
one more thing related to vertical stem, there should not be any gap between the stroke going up and down. It should be retraced. The one that is going up and the one that is coming down, it should be retraced, aligned properly. So
Okay.
three things about T. The one going up should be come back on the same line. Then horizontal bar should be at the top of but touching the stem and equidistance from the both the sides.
That's right. Right.
So this is something that will increase self-esteem drastically in someone.
Okay. Wow.
And there are certain other things that I've told. Just try it and then you will know that what changes you're feeling in yourself.
I'm definitely going to start trying
Wonderful.
it.
Yes. We
So,
all write in some way or the other, right? Even if we are
right.
taking notes, even we are journaling. Journaling is something really important. If we are journaling, there also we can pay attention to these small things.
Right. So, what can you tell to people like women, especially?
Hmm.
We too are learners, okay? So, we do gratitude journal at the least, if not anything else.
Hmm.
But there are so many women who are not writing, not even a single letter. So,
Hmm.
how can they start practicing this?
So I just want to say that writing is something that we learned at a very early stage, right?
Right.
And we have forgotten about it. And believe me, it's the easiest tool that can actually turn our or rewire our brain completely 365 degrees, right? 360 degrees. So it's like if we are not utilizing that simple thing, then we are actually not utilizing that simple thing that is not also giving you any side effects. We are ready to take medicines for our emotions to manage a lot of things, but that simple tool can take care of a lot of things in our lives:
Right.
emotions, emotional regulation, and the way we connect with people, the way we connect with ourselves as well, and especially for women, because it's not that they are taking care of themselves. They are at home, right? They are managing a lot of relationships as well. They are connecting with a lot of people. They are managing not only people, they're in the kitchen as well. If not directly, if they are not cooking,
They
they
are
are managing
managing, I
people there
feel,
as well.
others' emotions as well, whether it's
Yeah,
husband,
absolutely.
in-laws, child,
Yeah.
or
Yes.
even at workplace. They are
Yes.
managing everybody else's emotions and
Yes.
not just themselves.
Yes. And apart from that, they are managing a lot of things that are coming on other people, but they have to manage it.
True.
Right. So for women, if your help is not there, you have to manage a lot of things that for which you are not prepared.
Agree.
Right. So at that time also we see that we are not able to manage our emotions.
True.
So how we can manage our emotions on those times, that's very important. And handwriting is something really powerful, as you mentioned about journaling. So well, yeah, we journal because we understand that journaling is important.
Exactly.
But even if you're writing three, four nice sentences just for you to feel happy, that will also help you. But I mean, when we say about strokes, it's something different. I mean, we need to understand what strokes means and we need proper guidance for that. But even if you are writing something positive for yourself, then you will see drastic shift in your day as well. If you start your day by writing three or five sentences that are good, then you will see that your day will be much streamlined and you will be
Right.
in some different energy on that particular
Right. Right.
day.
So during that time, if they start writing about themselves, just 3 to 5 sentences, and if they pay attention of the strokes that you mention in the
Hmm.
podcast,
Hmm.
they'll be able to see a lot of changes in them, right?
Yeah, just be conscious. Don't be in hurry while writing.
Right.
Yeah, so I say that give life to every letter.
Wow.
So if you're giving life and respect also, because when you are writing, if you are just writing in so hurry that your letters are not clear, then you are not respecting letters,
Hmm.
right? Something is coming out of your brain, and in that rush, you can see that your handwriting is not looking good to yourself. A lot of people say their handwriting is not good.
Right.
What do you mean by not good? Because it is not feeling good to your eyes as well. When you
Hmm.
seeing those letters coming on the page, you're not feeling happy about it. So
Right.
if you will be slowing down, you will be consciously writing everything, then you will be feeling those words as well. Give respect to them, and they will give respect to your emotions in return.
So true and so well put out. But then, like, how early should a person start graphotherapy or, learning about it? Like, we teach handwriting to children very early on in their age, maybe 3 years or maybe before that. And by the time they're 4, 5, they're writing like sentences. Okay. And
Hmm.
nowadays, there are a lot of handwriting classes which are going on to
Hmm.
improve your handwriting.
Yes.
But do you think that all teachers are like graphologically trained to,
Yeah.
so how do you fill that gap basically?
Yeah.
Why is this awareness so important?
So I work with children and adults both. As you mentioned, what should be the right time to start it? So as early as possible. But if you are an adult, it's not like you cannot start now. So when we work with children, it's not graphotherapy, it's handwriting development. We don't want to improve their handwriting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We are not trying to improve anything in children, first of all. Okay. Because they are still developing.
Right.
So we don't want to just intervene there and tell them that improve on this. What we do is handwriting development. We develop their handwriting from scratch. So for the kids program, we start from basics, letter writing, and first of all, they're naturally our hands are not meant to write, right? It's not like God told
Yeah.
us that start writing. It's not like that. So we need to work on our hand muscles first of all. So when we start working with kids, we work on their hand muscles first, and then we tell them about each letter, how each letter should be formed. And it's not only about letter that we tell, we also give them some strokes with which they will be getting some smoothness in their writing. They will be getting some strength in their muscles, and they will enjoy that process because that is really important. So for kids, it's not improvement, it's developing their handwriting. So starting from hand muscles to letters, then connecting letters, how to connect letters, that's very important. And then we come to zone. So how much you should be going up and down while writing. Because the science behind handwriting is movement of these two fingers,
Mm-hmm.
thumb and your index finger. If you are moving this up and down, it is sending signal to your brain to do something in your brain, and it is releasing hormones in your body actually. So you must know about happy hormone, right? So you
Right.
would have learned about it.
Right.
So when we write and when we move these fingers, we are asking our brain to release that in our body. And
Oh,
when that is done, that is when we see changes as well. And it's relaxing. So when we say that do journaling or free flow writing, why that helps? Free flow writing helps because we are calming our mind through that process.
right. So by
So
writing, you are releasing actually.
yes. So for children, it's a different process. For adults, 17 plus are adults for us. So anyone who is 17 years and beyond, they are treated as adult. And for that, them we have graphotherapy and we focus on their emotions. Analysis is also different there. We don't analyze children handwriting the way we analyze adults
Adult.
handwriting
Right.
because but we don't want to label their personality as yet because they're still developing, right?
Right.
Their
Right.
things are changing, they are learning from their experiences, and a lot of things are
Right.
happening in their life.
Right.
But for adults, we have patterns, fixed patterns that
Mhm.
are there for years now, maybe,
True.
right? And we want to break those patterns. So when we write, when we change strokes, we are able to break those patterns. And some people are able to get breakthroughs early because they are able to break those patterns a little early. Some people take time, but awareness is there, that's important. So through handwriting analysis, we give them awareness, and then they accept that they want to change it, and then they take action in form of graphotherapy so that they can see changes in them.
Wow. Right. So, like, how does a trauma or a past emotional baggage or emotional pain show
Hmm.
up in your handwriting? Like,
So there are a
sometimes
lot
you
of
are not
things.
even aware that, you are
Hmm.
still holding on to that emotion.
Yes, yes. So there are a lot of stories, right? When we analyze writing, we see the stroke, then we tell that this personality trait is there. Then we have to ask them. So because they are not able to come up with things maybe instantly.
Right.
Then when I ask questions to them, why it is there, then deeper down when they go inside them, then they understand, okay, this is something that happened. Then we trace back those things to their life. Some people are suffering from their childhood traumas. I mean, they are in their 40s, 50s as well, and something happened in their childhood. And that thing impacted them so much that it shaped their whole life. And with just changing some strokes, we are rewiring those things. And it happens when they are able to work on their emotions first, then they are able to see that naturally their handwriting will start changing. So it's a two-way process. So what I do, I ask them to change some handwriting strokes, but through some life skills, I tell them to do certain things as well. We go through meditations, we do a lot of things there for healing as well. And when we do that, in turn, handwriting changes smoothly.
Right.
So
Right.
that helps them. And yeah, I mean, there are n number of examples where people were actually stuck in their lives and they wanted to do something, but maybe their parents, maybe their husbands said something, or maybe their wives said something because of which they were not coming out of that. And they were restraining from taking action because they were conditioned like that.
Wow. And this has helped them heal.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So they have seen those changes. I cannot take names, right? Because this is
Right.
really
Of course.
personal to them.
Right.
So, but there are a lot of things that physical abuses that were there, they were able to come out of that as well because they could see that their current life is more important than what happened. And we did some processes because of that. They were able to heal everything, and that is why communication is also important. It's not like they're just writing, they're communicating with me one to one. So it's
Mm,
we are we are doing it right now, right? We are sitting
right.
together and doing this. So, like that, we come together and we discuss about things, and they understand that whatever they are telling me, it will be with me only.
Of
It's
course.
not going anywhere else. So they trust the process, and then they trusting the person as well.
Right.
So
Right.
then they start seeing the changes in them as well.
I mean, like, I'm just getting goosebumps by listening to like what all can happen with just handwriting. I mean, like, this needs to be started in schools, I feel, so that, I'm like speechless. Like, so much of awareness is required about this.
Yes. So a lot of us are trying to reach out to schools, and we are trying our bit so that we can maybe. I started working with an NGO so that there I can see
Yeah.
changes and some students there as well. So it's like when we work with children, it's like we work with the parents as well. But
Mm,
when it's an NGO, we cannot work with parents directly.
true.
But there also we could see changes in some students in their behavior. They were more calmer, they were able to concentrate, they were not speaking a lot in the class now. I mean, not chit
Yeah.
chatting between the sessions, they were not doing that anymore. So
Wow.
focus level increased. Handwriting obviously was better because there is a process, so handwriting became better for sure. But behavioral changes were also seen in those children who were not getting support from their families.
Wow. And this is such a great service that we are like you are doing. I mean, nothing
So,
better than this, like shaping their futures through
yeah,
this. What
yes,
better than this?
because if they are able to understand things at an early stage, the whole life will be
Yeah,
aligned to that energy, right?
so true.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
what's one stroke for concentration? If you can,
uh,
if the mothers out there want to teach their children further, because nowadays with screens and everything, the attention spans have gone down. Mothers are
hmm.
constantly complaining about like
Hmm.
there's no focus. So, if
So
you
I
can
would
suggest any particular stroke for focus.
It's not only for children, it's for adults as well. And
Okay,
most of the adults actually lack this because we understand there are so many distractions now that we are not able to concentrate on important things,
right.
right? So one of them is I dot. When we make I, that stem, and then a dot. It should be a proper dot near to the stem. That's very important that it's a dot, not a circle, not a line, not a slash, but a dot. And when in adults also we can see circles, dots. And in my own handwriting, I had a circle
Even
when I
I write
started writing.
circle.
Yeah, so that's really important that we have a proper dot there. And also, please focus on that you're not missing out on anything. So a lot of people don't put T bar, the horizontal bar.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
miss out on that. They miss out on I dots, J dots. These things are really important. Pay attention while writing and make sure that these things are in place and properly written. I dots, J dots should be proper dot, not a slash, not a circle.
Okay,
Hmm.
great. Such a nice hack, and maybe it can help so many. What are the three simple handwriting changes like women can start today to build confidence?
Okay, so first we discussed about T, right? There were three
Yeah,
strokes related to T only. So let's
yeah.
consider that one only. And I dot is really important,
Okay,
right? I dot is really, really important that we are focusing on I dots and J dots and T bars. So people can analyze these things in their handwriting, right? If you have written something, just review it. Do you
right.
have T bars? Do you have I dots or J dots or not? If not, then pay attention to that. How are you placing your T bars? Just notice those things. How
Right.
are you creating your T stem? Just notice that so that you get more aware of that. So two things, T bars and I dots. And third would be E. Okay. So loop in E. So when we are creating an E, the loop should not be very, very narrow. Not very broad, but not very narrow as well. So proper E should be made. The distance, if it is getting very narrow, then it is impacting your health as well. Not only your thoughts, not only your relationships, but also your health. So please focus on your E's as well. And when you make an E, make sure that it is not sharp at the top. It should be smoothly
Oh,
written, very smoothly formed. Yes.
okay, so it should be like sleeping line above and like this, or it should be like
Yeah,
curve
it should
only.
be. Yeah, start with the curve first and then come in there. You don't have
Okay.
to sleep. You don't have any sleeping line there. Just go up and then come.
Yeah, so like it's happened like to train children like to make it easier for them. वो
Hmm.
curve usually it's like curve and coming down, but then you
Hmm.
make it like this like sleeping line and ऊपर
हाँ.
circle बना लो ऐसा.
So it shouldn't be like sleeping line wala thing. It should come
हाँ.
from the bottom only. Start from the bottom and go up and down. It shouldn't be starting from the middle. It should be starting from the, so when you have your notebooks, right? So you have lines there. So
Yeah,
when you are writing, start from the line, go up, make the curve, and then come down. It should be like that.
there is like red line, blue line, and red line again. If I'm not
So
wrong.
okay, so there are
Yeah,
multiple notebooks. So single line and four lines, right?
yeah. So
So
four lines if we can do
So
it.
if you are considering four lines, then start from the third line. Start from the third line, go up and create a loop and come down on the third line itself. So it should be like that.
On the third line itself.
Yes.
Usually it's
So
like the line is the loop, like you start from the second line, take it to
No,
the first line, and then come on the third line.
no. So loop should start from the base, come back on the base only. We start from in between. It shouldn't be in
Yeah.
between. It shouldn't be in between.
But then in schools, they don't accept such ease, right?
No, so when you actually link, when you connect letters, you write like this only.
Okay.
When you are connecting letters, in that case, you are writing like this only, right? When you want to connect your I with E, how will you connect?
Yeah, you will connect it that way only. Agreed.
Right? Your I will come on the baseline, and from there only you will take your E up.
E.
So
Agreed.
that
That's
should
the
be the way how.
actual E.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
actually.
So, yeah, to sum it up, the three things that women need to change in their handwriting to build confidence. Number
Hmm.
one, the T bar. Number two,
Yes,
the dots on I and J.
yes,
And
and E.
E.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for T, there were three things. The see T bar balanced and at the top touching the T stem. And T stem should be going up and down on the same line,
Same line.
retraced. Yeah.
Retraced. Right.
That's
Right. So, Kathy, can you tell me that how can a woman in layman's language identify in her handwriting that whether she is suppressing her emotions or not?
Thank you for asking this question because this is really important. A lot of people are not even aware that they are suppressing, first of all, right? So, handwriting can be a gateway for them. Just see in your handwriting how you are having your ease. If you are narrowing down your E loop, that means you are suppressing. Some people don't have E loop at all. It seems to be like C. So E is
Right.
more like C for some people. So just take a look at your E loops. If it has healthy loop, not a very big one, a healthy one, that means you're good, you're not suppressing your emotions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just this.
Yeah, and there are a lot of other things, but this is something that is really, really important because it is something that is not only impacting your emotions, it is in turn, if not healed, it is going to impact your health as well. And that is something that is majorly seen in women that they
Right.
suppress and that comes to their health.
Right.
Mm.
Wow. So
Yeah.
just, like looking after your T's, I's, their dots and E's is sorted. That much for basics at least if they can start with.
Yeah, I mean, be conscious about these things while writing. There are proper ways actually, because how much height, how much, if you're writing I stem should have proper height. If you have
Mm.
smaller or how you're forming I stem, that plays a very important role. But yeah, everything has science behind it, how you need to do it. That's really important. But when you're journaling, at least take care of these things.
This brings me back to my next question. Like, is graphology scientifically proven or it's just an observational tool?
Yeah, so there are a number of studies worldwide that shows this, okay? And it's not only about our language, okay? Not the language that we are writing. Uh, Pictures, your the way you are drawing something. A lot of people have habit of drawing in between sessions, right? If
Hmm.
the session is boring and they are drawing, what they are drawing, that also shows a lot of things about them. Okay,
Okay.
so if they are drawing circles, squares, if they are drawing an eye and how it is drawn, it is showing a lot of things about that person.
Okay.
So, yeah,
W-
so there is science behind it. I mean, your brain is telling you that's why everyone is doing something differently. And
Right.
there are n numbers of studies, research done on people, and n number of research related to how your handwriting habits can help your memory as well. So let me take one example. I mean, I was watching a video recently actually. There in that video, the person was telling that the handwriting does not only impact students. Okay, there was a study done on students. So students who were writing while taking notes, or students who were taking notes on their laptops,
Hmm.
both had different memory. So the ones who were writing, they had better recall when they were actually giving exams or were trying to remember what they learned in
Right.
comparison to others who were just typing.
Typing.
And in contrary to just talking about students, it's also in adults. So there are a lot of techniques that are used in various part of world where actually through handwriting techniques they are working on their memory in old age. So in Alzheimer's, I mean,
Yeah.
I have been working on a lot of people. So Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, it is helping people in these as well. So, frankly speaking, for me, it's really personal because my father is a Parkinson patient and I am working very closely with him, and we have
Right.
seen a lot of changes in him, not only in his handwriting, not only is in behavior, but his speech as well. So his speech has become better when he's doing graphotherapy. So it
Wow.
has n number of results actually.
Wow. Um, One curiosity, like if I may ask, like can handwriting also tell you certain things about your future?
So it's like we are not foretelling anything, right? But and this question comes to me many a times. Okay, so let me just tell you about it. So it's not like we are foretelling. It's like we are telling you your patterns based on which you will be taking your decisions in life, and that will shape up your future.
Right.
So
Got
we
it.
are making you aware that this pattern exists, right? And if this particular pattern is not taken care of, it needs some attention, then you may see some changes or some things in your future that you may not want. So
Right.
if you want to just pay attention to it right now, then maybe you can rewire your brain and you can reshape your future as well, depending.
Right. Right. So, how does repetition in writing affects the subconscious mind?
Okay. So let me just relate to something else, okay? So if you are dancing or if you are playing a sport, if you do a particular thing again and again, you will master it, right?
Right.
Same thing with handwriting. So if you are, for example, I've gave example of T bar, right? T bar on the top. It's
Hmm.
not easy to get there. But if you are consciously practicing it again and again and again and again, then you will be able to master it. And it will go to your subconscious mind even when you are not writing intentionally. Maybe you are taking notes in hurry. At that time also you will see that your T bars will go up if your subconscious mind is trained. So it's a trainable learning, right? Trainable
Right.
skill. It's
Right.
not like that we cannot learn. We started learning at a very young age, but if we are changing and we are repeating a particular thing now, then also we can retrain our brain.
Wow. Okay. Right. If we women start changing just one small thing in her handwriting today, like as you mentioned, what changes can she observe?
She'll be able to love herself even more and she will have better relationship at home, at work if she's working. And I've seen a lot of people, I mean, there were people who were struggling at their work, and by just changing a few strokes, people could, because when you are changing yourself, people are able to notice those things.
Right.
And when they notice, they respond accordingly to you. And knowingly or unknowingly, you are attracting things to your new personality now. So when you change your strokes, you are changing your personality. You are attracting things that are aligned with your new personality. And that is how you are able to see changes in all areas of your lives.
How can women use graphology as a tool for emotional independence?
So there are a lot of things that are already there in their handwriting, right? If they are just paying attention to it, giving themselves 15-20 minutes on daily basis, just quiet time, just be with yourself, mm, just practice a few things. Maybe you can express your feelings on the paper and just take care of the strokes that we have spoken about. If those things are done, then also they will be able to regulate their emotions in a much, much better way. And I mean, there are n number of strokes that we can speak about. But we have already spoken about the main ones that can actually change someone's life in a few days if they want to. If they can just pick up things from there and they start implementing these things consciously, then they will be able to see results for sure.
Okay. What is that one message you would like to give to each and every woman out there who feels stuck in their life?
You are enough. Just see that that genius is waiting inside of you, but you are not ready to take it out. And if you are working on yourself, you're prioritizing yourself, then you will see that genius is also waiting, and that genius will come out of you instantly. And even you won't know that it actually existed inside of you. And you will see wonders in your life for sure.
And Kathy, if you can tell us your go-to routine to, regulate your own emotions.
Okay.
Three
So I
steps,
do,
maybe. Yeah.
sure. So immediately after getting up, I do my graphotherapy. So there are days, I mean, I have a very small daughter, so there are days when she gets up with me. So at that time, I may do a little later, but mostly the first thing that I do is graphotherapy, so that I am actually setting intention for the day, and I am taking control of my emotion so that I have day with me. Then there are a lot of things that I do for my own self to bring myself back, to keep myself grounded. I work with my mentors so that I am grounded. That is really needed. And yeah, and when you love your work and you know why you are doing what you are doing, then you don't feel that it's a routine for you. So
Right.
it's like it's a way of life for you. So when I do calls, even if I'm not feeling well or if I'm feeling little low someday because of something, when I'm working with my clients, I have full energy because
Right.
I know what value they will be getting if we will work together. And that
Right.
why brings me back to my track.
Right. And what would be the three steps you would suggest to women that they should start doing to, regulate their own emotions?
So, regulating your emotions first is write for some time and add certain things in your life that are really important for you, or you want to do those things, but you're stuck in your routine life that you're not taking time for your own self. So, have something for yourself on daily basis that you are doing purely for yourself. That's
Example?
really example would be like going for a walk, maybe. Just go for a walk, right? Or maybe eat something, buy something for yourself that you want to do, but you're not able to prioritize yourself because there are a number of things.
Right.
Give yourself break from your routine. We understand that women are needed in the family, but you can take out some time, quiet time for your own self. So go do something, paint, maybe do something that is aligned to yourself, your real self, so that you feel happiness there.
Right. And the third thing?
Third thing would be take action. That's really important, right? You're getting aware of a lot of things. But if you're not taking action, so I've learned this from one of my mentors. He says that we always talk about comfort zone. Come
Mhm.
out of your comfort zone. But I've learned that we don't have to come out of our comfort zone. We need to expand our comfort zone that everything is comfortable to us,
Wow.
and just do certain things that may look uncomfortable to you, and next time it will be comfortable to you because your comfort zone has expanded.
Right. This is so true.
Yeah.
And when I think of it, yeah, actually.
So these are the three things that if we do, we will see that we are leading a much different life. And moreover, for women, it is more important because your children are looking at you, and especially your girl child. The way you are leading your life, your girl child is looking and observing how she has to lead her life.
So true.
So you are setting example for her. And if you are not feeling good about something that you are doing in your life or going through in your life, then do you want your child to go through that? If
Agreed.
not, then please start working on yourself.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kathy, for, enlightening us so much about graphology, graphotherapy, and the strokes. And I'm sure that it's going to help so many women out there, and the awareness and your thought process about this education system, which you mentioned in private. Like, I truly believe in it. Like your grandfather, and you doing things for that. So I really appreciate you for doing everything that you're doing. And thank you so much. I'm really grateful that you just, accepted it and you were gracious enough to share so much.
It was a pleasure coming here. And if some people are able to take action, I will be really blessed that I could add value to their lives. Thank you so much, Kosha. And what you are doing is really amazing. You are able to touch so many lives and bring awareness to them so that they have clarity how they can take action. So, congratulations to you.
Thank you. It's just together, we can make this world a better place. At the
Absolutely.
end of the day, that's the goal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.